Hello, welcome to the Esoteric Empire. We have another pick a card reading. So today we're going to see how do they feel about you, as you can see by the title. So you can go ahead and pause, reflect, think about the person, and then I want you to jump to the timestamp and see what this person feels about you. Okay, you can check the comment section down below in order to see which timestamp is for which pile, okay? All right, pile number one. How are you? Hello, hello, hello. So pile number one, how do they feel about you? Okay, so you have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is how you feel about them. You feel like they're a prize, they're a catch. You feel like this is the person for you as far as a stable relationship. You want something solid. You could want to build a family with them. I feel like you met this person through work or through your career field. There's also a need to take a practical approach with this person. This is your side of it, right? So this is how you feel. But they have the 10 of Swords in reverse. If this is a person you've been with before, they feel free now that they're not with you. But they still feel a sense of betrayal or disappointment about the way that this relationship has ended. Now, if this is not your ex and you guys have never been in a relationship, this is saying that they are free now. So they still have a little bit of hurt from their past relationship, but they feel a sense of freedom. They still have trust issues though. So when it comes towards you, they still have a sense of, they don't know if they can trust you just yet. Okay. So they don't know if they can trust you, but they feel free. Maybe even available. Let's see. They feel like you are not there for the long haul. Like you're not reliable to them. That's what they feel. Or the way that you do things isn't fair. Yeah, it's almost like they don't trust that you're serious. They don't believe that you're serious. They want seriousness though. They feel like if you do them dirty, then that's on you. It's like they're not upset, but they just don't trust you. And they feel like this is serious for me. How I feel, the relationships that I'm a part of, those are serious commitments. It's not something that you can play with. It's a serious thing. Whether it's marriage or a relationship, this person feels like this is not a game for me. Like you need to figure out, like they just feel like I can't trust you. How can I be with someone I don't trust? It's only going to lead to something negative. Now, it's almost like they're pushing something back, a date or a time period or something like that. They're pushing it back. Their decision, I feel like they may be pushing that back as well. Like they don't know yet. They're not sure if they want to settle down with you, but I also feel like you sometimes show that too. Like you're not sure if you want to settle down. That's how they feel towards you. They're like, I don't know if I can trust this person. I don't know if they want to settle down. I don't know if they take me serious. Like they're flirtatious and all this stuff, but like, do they really want to have something serious? And what's so interesting is that you do want something serious. So, maybe the way that you're communicating things are not relaying to this person effectively. So you may want to work on that. Let's see. What else do they feel about you? I feel like they do have a lot of thoughts towards you though. Like they do think about you a lot, which is a good sign, you know, if you want this to work out. But they're not receiving what I feel like you think that you're communicating. You may think that you're showing that you care, but they don't see that. They see that you have one foot in, one foot out. That's their perspective. So it makes them act the same way. To me, it looks like a lot of communication errors. Like you guys need to learn how you communicate. This person also seems like they're very hard to get a hold of nowadays. We have the Emperor in reverse here. Okay, so I got multiple messages for this. The first one I got was they feel like you're not you're not in alignment with yourself spiritually. Like whatever you believe in, they feel like you're not following God anymore, or you're not behaving in the spiritual way that you guys have connected before. They feel like you're not behaving as that person anymore. They feel like you're cold, or you can be controlling sometimes, or you have a controlling nature, like almost like a dictator. Like it's your way or the highway, you know, like within y'all's dynamic, it's like if they don't do what you say, then you're just done. Like you're very cold, you're hard to talk to, or you lack commitment, or you don't produce the things that you say. Like you just turn cold, like you become, it's almost like if they don't listen to you, then they're dead to you. That's how they feel like you behave within the relationship. What is going on here? I thought this was gonna be, you know what? Okay, it's not negative, because you can see how they feel, right? And maybe that'll give you more understanding of why they behave the way that they do towards you. So I'm not going to say it's negative, but you know, I wanted it to be more positive things. But like I said, you really do have a sense of seriousness about them and long-term commitment that you seem to have here. So I feel like it's just communication, or maybe you need to realize that they take things a certain way that you don't see. Do you know what I mean? So if you really love this person, I really want you to pay attention. Don't be upset about what they feel. Figure out what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like, what are they really trying to tell you? Maybe they've been trying to tell you, but you haven't been able to hear it because it doesn't taste good or doesn't feel good to hear that that's how they feel about you. But if that's their truth, how much do you love them? You know what I mean? To figure out. They feel like you have a lot on your plate. They could also feel like you're just barely making ends meet, or you're just always focused on making ends meet. You're always busy, or you're always doing multiple things, multitasking, which is not a bad thing, but maybe for them it is. And they also feel like you don't help financially, or like you're not going to be helpful financially. Oh, definitely. This is a lot, you know. They want to have something where they build with you, but they feel like you have your eyes on something else, or like you're focused on something else. It could be a person, or it could just be that you have your hands tied all the time because you're so busy. They feel like you're not really happy the way that y'all's dynamic is, but you're not putting in the effort to change it. So they just feel like you just don't have that oomph to make it happen. And I think that they know that you want more, like you want this energy, but they're like, you want the gold, but you don't want to train and push and be determined to go get it and get first place, you know, or to win. So they just feel like you don't have that quality about you. Maybe you did at one point, but at this time they feel like you just don't. I definitely feel like this is an estranged connection where you guys have already went through some things, and you know, and now it's just like, okay, what are we going to do from here type of thing. But I hate to say it, but it almost seems like they've lost faith in you just based off of the cards that I'm seeing. But I think because you're here, you want to change that. And I think this reading will be very helpful for you to figure out what you need to do in order for them to believe in you again, because that's what it looks like. It looks like they've lost belief. Anything else about how they feel about you? So this is the last card that has come out. They feel like you just need to be honest. They feel like just be upfront, be for real. You know, like stop playing with me. Not that you're trying to, but they feel like if you would just be honest, a lot of this would be able to be fixed, or a lot of this would be clear, because there's just so much like guessing with this dynamic. And they also feel like, you know, if it's a rocky situation, if this relationship is not stable, like let's just make the adjustments. But what are those adjustments? How do we even get to that point if you aren't being honest about what the issues are? They also feel like things have become too codependent. Things have become too detached at the same time. Things have, like, everything is just in overdrive. So it's either overly controlling, or overly codependent, or overly aggressive, or overly cold, over detached from one another. Like, there's no equal stability in this relationship anymore. They just feel like everything is just on overdrive, and for all the wrong reasons. And so that's how they feel. I think honestly that they just have lost faith. But I think you, because of how you feel towards them, you could change this, because I think they wouldn't be thinking or feeling all of this stuff if they didn't want things to be different. They just want truth. They just want honesty within the relationship, and they want something that's honest and real and, you know, grounded. They want something that is something to stand on, just like you. I feel like you want that same thing. I really do. But the way you're going about it is not, it's not working out. So it's up to you to change that. I really hope that this helps, okay? And I'll see you in the next reading. Hi, pile number 2. Thank you so much for showing up. So let's see how they feel about you. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to see how you feel towards them first. So it seems like you have become upset towards this person in an emotional setting. There could have been infidelity, or there's some sense of like the fire or the passion or the attraction to this person is kind of dwindling. It's kind of going away now. But the way that they feel towards you is very different. They want to be a part of your life in a certain way. They feel inspired by you, and they feel encouraged by you. Like, they miss that. They want that spark with you, almost as if they have a completely different understanding of what y'all's connection is. But they also know that, you know, the relationship is over. They feel hurt. They're disappointed, and they kind of have a little bit of resentment of how things have ended. They feel like this relationship ending is opening doors for them. They miss how creatively inspiring you are to them, but they understand that the relationship is over. It seems like you're very upset though towards them, to be honest. They feel like it had already, like things had already ended with you two. I think that they are very aware that there was something that just should have ended a long time ago. But for whatever reason, it kept going. If anything, they feel like, well, maybe we can try it again. But it's like deep down, they know that it's not a good situation. So this is telling me that they feel like you are having unrealistic expectations. Like it's like you're expecting someone to be perfect. They feel like you're not seeing the relationship or y'all's partnership clearly. They feel like you're not seeing the truth about this dynamic. I'm almost getting just a bit of arrogance, almost like they feel like whatever they did to make you upset, they don't really see it as that big of a deal. It's like they feel hurt about it. They're disappointed that you guys are not together, but they also feel like, but we inspire each other and like, why can't you just get over it? Or like, it's not that they want you to get over it, but they feel like the punishment that you've given them is not worth the crime that they committed. That's how they feel, right? But they're not happy about any of it. Don't get me wrong. They're not happy about how things have ended. This person feels like you guys are not sharing the same values anymore. You guys don't share the same ideas about what you want your family life to look like. I also think that there are some issues within the family. If one of you guys has children, or maybe like baby mama drama, or there's conflict within the family. They feel like that's something that really had an effect on the success of this relationship. But it's like you guys are on two different pages. You guys see two different things. And that's one of the first things that I said when I pulled the card. It's like, it's almost like they see it in a totally different way than you do. You guys have two very different perspectives. They also feel like you guys are at peace. So after all of that, right? They feel like, well, you know, even though we're not together, it's peaceful. We let bygones be bygones. We probably won't agree on everything, but leaving that relationship behind or ending that relationship will lead you guys to have something better. So this person thinks about you, right? But they think of it as sometimes they're thinking, well, we should have just did this to fix it, or this is, if they would have just done this, then we could have been together still. But then other times they think of it as, I'm just glad that I have peace in my life now because we're not arguing all the time. So they have a kind of a conflicted way of looking at it as well. They still have a strong opinion on what you could have done better. But they're happy that they're content with the fact that you guys don't hate each other necessarily. But I'm not too sure. You seem like you still have you're bitter towards this person. I feel like you don't even want to see them, but you still are thinking about them. So it's a very confusing, you know, it's an emotional, you guys have a very emotional type of relationship. I definitely feel like there's some sort of children thing involved. You may have been pregnant with this person. You may have a child with this person. Like, they feel like your perspective is not right. They just feel like whatever you're upset about, like, you need to learn how to let it go, or you need to see it in a different way. They really believe that if you would just change how you see things, that the relationship would work. But again, they realize that you'll never do that, or that's their viewpoint. Like, you'll never get over it, or you're going to hold a grudge. You'll never change your perspective or see it from their point of view. And so because of that, the relationship has lost its meaning for you because of your perspective. And so that's why that's why you guys are no longer together. I want to say that I can see where this person is coming from, right? But there are parts of the situation where I just genuinely feel like, because they keep reverting it back to you, and because they're like at peace, but then they're like, oh, but you're so inspiring. And, you know, there's all these things where I feel like they did something wrong. They got caught, or they didn't uphold a bargain that you guys agreed to. And they are refusing to see that they messed up. And even if they do like understand how they messed up, they still want you to just like shift your perspective or just be okay with it. And I feel like you're not supposed to. Like, you're a queen or a royalty, you know. You may be male in the situation, but it almost seems like they just won't take accountability, and they're kind of hiding from the truth. They won't show their face. They haven't really apologized to you. Very frustrating. I could see how frustrating this could be for you. So that's your reading. I'm going to move on to pile number 3. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Okay, so towards them, it seems like you want things to work out with you guys. You value the connection that you guys have. I see that you take time. You value the connection that you guys have, or you try to take time to incorporate them into your life. I'm also seeing towards this person, you have this energy of understanding that love takes hard work, and you feel like this commitment is mature. You guys are probably, you know, like grown adults, you know, like grown. It's not a game for you. And you guys have been through some things that have really pushed you to get to this point. And you're really proud of the commitment that has progressed throughout this relationship. Now let's see how they feel about you. I feel like you waited for this person too, for some time. Or you've been in connection with them for a long time. Okay, how do they feel towards you, honey? Okay, so the first thing we have is the Princess of Swords. They feel kind of a detachment to the relationship. Like, they're not ready to commit yet, or they feel like you're not ready. What is this? Let me have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so it seems like they feel like they don't have enough control in the relationship. I feel like you may make more money than them, or you call all the shots. And for whatever reason, this person is feeling kind of like they have no wiggle room. And usually, from what I've seen in readings, when people feel like that in a relationship, especially when you feel the way you feel very strongly. You have a totally different outlook than they do. This person is going to be the one to mess it up. They may even feel like you're not seeing the relationship clearly. It seems like this person wants more romance. They feel like you guys are separate. Like, you could feel like the relationship is perfect, but they feel alone. Or they feel like you guys are not on the same page within the relationship, which is very important. They feel like the love is lacking. So like other parts of the relationship may be something good, but you guys are separated. It could be physically, but I mean, it doesn't look like they feel fulfilled within this dynamic. They feel like you're hiding your feelings. They also feel like you are not as in love as you say, or you're not showing that you love them. This person seems very confused about how you feel versus what you actually... It's like the way that they feel about you does not match what you actually feel. Like, not even close. So I think maybe you should be a little bit more vocal, or like communicate more about how you feel. Or maybe they just have issues. Like, I don't know. But it doesn't look like they clearly see how you feel. It looks like they're very wrong about you as a person. I also see that there could be some cheating involved. Like, you know, when people are in relationships and they act funny because they're the one cheating, and they try to find ways that you're being wrong too. Like, I feel like that's what's happening. So they messed up, so now they're trying to find things in you to say that you messed up in. I don't like this. I feel like this person is very immature. So look, and then this comes up, right? Meaning that it seems like they feel like everything is comfortable and content. You know what? This isn't about you, girl. This isn't about you. This person is very, like, off. Like, on one hand, they're one way, and then, like, they have mood swings. Because this is saying, like, everything is perfect. Like, everything is comfortable. They're content. They feel like there's beautiful romance. Or maybe it's just that you guys just have these off and on seasons. Is that what it is? Because this makes no sense compared to all the rest of this. They seem very confused. Like, they're headstrong, right? But they're confused. Like, they don't know how they feel. See, look, yeah. It's like, when you get the Tower card, they feel like they need to get rid of old ideas and old patterns in their mind. It's like their old way of living, their old way of thinking is causing these outdated thoughts about you. Like, you're changed, you're who you are, and they're still stuck thinking things that don't even exist anymore. But they know that you're perfect for them. Like, they know that this is a good relationship, but it's them. They have issues. Like, they don't trust. I don't know if it's because they're up to something. I think so. But they keep trying to find ways to say that you're a bad person when really you're like the golden child. And I'm not saying this just to big you up or to give you like a big head, but it's like either they need to change how they think about this relationship, or you guys need to break up. That's how serious this is, because it's like they want so bad for something to be wrong with you. They want so bad for you to be the bad guy. And here you are thinking that you guys are prioritizing life and family and working together, and you're focused, which maybe that's just not what they want. Maybe they want just nothing but chaos or toxicity, or because you're not focused on that, they don't believe that you're like being for real about the relationship. It's so strange. See what I'm saying? This Chariot card, when you see this says they feel like they need to take control of their own feelings and their attitude. so that there can be harmony, because they know they're the problem. Because honestly, what are you doing? Like, you're not doing anything wrong. And I feel upset because I feel like you deserve someone who sees the good in you. And I feel like they know that that's a thing. Like, they know that that exists, that you're a good person. But their issues, their own issues within themselves are causing them to not even recognize that. And it's kind of annoying. Like, you can't even enjoy a positive relationship with someone because you just want it to be a bad relationship so bad. And it's just kind of like, if that's how you feel, just leave. Because these two cards here, this one here as well, these are 3 cards that saying, if that's how you feel, go. Like, why haven't they left already? Do you know what I mean? Why are you staying? Are you using this person? Are they using you? Because why else would you stay with someone that you feel so strongly about, that they're not a good person? I truly feel like this person is a loser. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, this person, the way that they look at the relationship is that of a person who would rather spend their time trying to make someone else as the bad person, because they're too lazy to go do what the good person is actually doing, which is like work and pay attention and trying to, you know, give their all into the relationship, value in the relationship. Like, all of their energy has went to negativity. They have one card to show that you're a good person. And this is one of the best cards you can have. So don't get me wrong. They know your worth. They just, for whatever reason, are so focused on the past, or they're so focused on their past. It may not even have anything to do with you. But it's like, if you're going to be in the relationship, be in it. This is a person who needs to work on themselves. They need to work on self-development, because they have a lot of issues, and it's quite frankly disappointing. So yeah, that's your reading. I really want you to do some thinking on this, because I know you can see the signs of how this person is. You know what you want, but are they matching what you want out of life? Be honest. All right, that's your reading. Thank you, pile number 3. Bye.